Hello and welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you this really cute summer mani that I did with reverse stamping, and I used both my sub bags from Maniology and ManiMixNails. So this is the powder, it's Sizzle is the glitter, and Dream is the pink under the watermelon, and then Dusk is the purplish grayish color that is under the mountain scene. I got these sub bag colors in the same day, and I was like, I need to do something with them. So I've already done my right hand, and I am showing you how I did my left hand. I start with the watermelon, and I learned how to reverse stamp from Carol Annette. She is really good at nail design, so I will link that video in the cards so you can see what she does. And I did screw up a little bit throughout this video with stamping because stamping is kind of hard to do, and even if you do it all the time, you're still bound to screw up. So I did leave some of those screw ups in. This is the first one. I didn't really love how this came out. Right now I'm trying to pick up the watermelon rind that would go on my pointer finger. So I'm just taking some tape. I really should just use a lint roller. I don't know why I just use tape. And I am taking that off the stamper, and then I'm using this really cute Maniology, it's like a cotton ball picker upper to take some acetone and wipe off the place where I need to stamp again. So I'm just taking my green and I am using my scraper, and I'm trying to pick up that watermelon rind. So this is my second try, and I like this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to remove all the seeds, because I just need to reverse stamp the rind and not the seeds. The seeds are okay for them to be black, and I'll show you how I get them on later once I put this on. So now that I'm happy with the watermelon rind, I'm going to mix some colors to make a light green color, because I wanted my watermelon rind to be light green and dark green. So like the little stripes will be light green and dark green, and the little rind part would be light green with a dark green accent, you'll see. I didn't have a light green, so I just mixed the green that I received in my box with a white that I have. The white that I have is from Queen. And I guess I should have explained this, but reverse stamping is basically when you pick up a stamp, you let it dry, and then you add more colors to it and let them dry. So it's basically making kind of like a decal out of paint from the stamp that you picked up. So I'm taking this kind of pointy dotting tool, and I am placing on the lighter color. I went ahead and fast forwarded through this because it's kind of boring. It's very repetitive. And then I wanted the dark part of the rind to be darker green. So I will go back in with the darker green for that part of the rind. So while you are watching some nail magic and me speed through this, there's the darker green for the rind. I might as well let you know, my name is Stacy. So if you have not been to this channel before, welcome. I like dip nails, I like nails in general, all things nails, and I also like wine. So what I do is I put together some videos for dipping, and I add in some wine and a little bit about the wine. So you'll see that a little bit later, and now I'm just speeding through, putting on the darker green. It looks really cool on the other side of the stamp, so I'll slow it down to show you. And that's what we're working with. So I'm happy with that, and I'm gonna let that sit and dry for a while I work on my next design. The next design is pretty complex. It's got a couple different colors in it, and it's this little picnic scene. So it's a little picnic blanket with a little basket and a bottle of wine and grass and a stream and mountains. And I thought that the dusk color really does look like a really pretty sunset, so this scene would look really cute over that dusk color. So here you see me fail a couple times to pick up the print. I realized after I messed this up a few times, I think I messed it up like 2 times, that I'm sitting right in front of an air conditioner, and oh, this is the third one that's messed up. Yeah, great. So I'm sitting in front of an air conditioner, and I was like, you know what? I think that because this detail is so intricate that I really need to pick this up very quickly. So I got smart and I did this. Yes, there we go. So I very quickly, after I scraped, picked the image right up, and it turned out perfectly. So I'm just going to remove the parts that I don't want, and now I'm ready to reverse stamp. You might have noticed that the top of this stamper is ruined. Learn from my mistakes. I accidentally, when I was testing this out, because I did test it on swatches before I put it on my actual nail, while I was testing it out, I accidentally got some yellow nail polish on the top of the stamper, the part that you're supposed to see through to actually put the stamp on. And my dumbass decided to use acetone on the plastic, and I completely ruined it, and now you cannot see through it at all whatsoever. So I have to improvise, and you'll see me improvise. I just pick up the jelly part and I just use that to look through. I have since then ordered a new one because I was so pissed at myself for ruining this one. But I did get this. It was like on sale on Maniology.com. So it's like, okay, it was like $5. Like I calmed down after I put myself into perspective. But so here I am just coloring in the basket, and the basket is so teeny tiny. So I'm just using this kind of like goldish yellow color to put on the basket. And then I'm going to go on to the next color. I didn't have a lot of stamping polish colors, but I was watching Marla Chris. I think it was like one of her lives, and she was saying how she was using Sparkle & Co. polish for some of her stamping. So I decided to just use that polish for the colors. So right now, it's probably hard to see, but there's like this really cute, teeny tiny wine bottle that's coming out of the basket, and I'm coloring that in this purple color. It's called Berry Smacker, and it was from the August sub bag for Sparkle & Co. No, I lied. It is from the July sub bag. And then the red color here is the June sub bag. And this is, I think it's the Nautical Chic color. And this red color, it's really pretty, and I'm going to be using it for the blanket. So it looks like a checkered blanket. And for these like really detailed applications of the polish, I do leave it in real time so you can kind of see, but then when I go into the bigger areas, I speed it up a little bit because it's just very repetitive. Something I learned is the dotting tool's great. The smaller the dotting tool, the better, but you really cannot touch the stamp, because if you touch the stamp with the dotting tool, you're going to pick up the image on the dotting tool. So you have to make sure there's plenty of polish on your dotting tool. And there's so you see me pick it up from just the jelly part because you can't see through the other part, and just show you where I am so far. So I like to do that every now and then, is just pick it up, take a look at it, make sure that where I think I'm putting the polish is where I'm actually putting the polish. So now I'm going to do the green, and I do speed through this a bit because it's very repetitive and there's a lot of green area for the grass. It looks like I'm kind of overlapping some of the basket and the blanket, and that's okay because you actually won't see that when you look at the stamp from the other side, as you can see. And then I'll go into my last color, which is blue, for the little stream area. And I didn't really have a tile or anything to put the polishes on, so I took a page out of Carol Annette's book and just used another stamping plate to throw the polishes on there, so I could use that kind of as my palette. So I'm going ahead and putting in the blue, and then I will be ready to let this dry. So I do speed through this a bit because it is another like big area of blue. So not to bore you, I went ahead and sped through. And then I'm leaving the mountains in the black because I think just like the outline of the mountains is really pretty. And I didn't really have like a gray color that I could make the mountains. I guess I could have, and maybe in the future I could have just mixed some of the white and the black together, but I think it turned out good just the way it was, with the mountains just being outlined in the black. So that's where I am now, and I'm ready to let this dry. So I'm back, and after a little while my watermelon is now dry, and I'm going to use my sticky base coat to apply the watermelon to my pointer finger. The sticky base coat's awesome. I really love it. It works perfectly. You just let it dry for less than a minute, and then it's ready to put the decal on your nail. So I'm going to be taking the rind part and I'm going to be putting it near my cuticle. I live dangerously here. I did not use anything around my cuticle. I just like went for it, and I was like, you know what, I will just wipe anything off with acetone. So here I am placing the stamp on my nail, and it didn't really want to go on very good, so I had to really press down, but I was very lucky and it eventually worked. So I was able to pull it away, and then I was able to just press it right on like a decal. I did get a lot of it on my finger, but it's not the end of the world. I just use a little acetone to get that off. So I'm just pressing it in, making sure it's perfect, and it really is. It turned out so cute. So now I'm just going to place on the seeds while the sticky base coat is still kind of wet. And I'm taking my black stamping polish, putting it over the seed part, and then just picking that up so I can line it up with the rind. I do pick up some of the rind in black, so I just remove that with some tape, and then I'm ready to put those seeds right on my nails. And I'm trying to move a little bit quickly because I don't want everything to dry while I'm trying to do this process, mainly the sticky base coat. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I could put more on, but and there you have it. There is this cute little watermelon, and I panic and I have to smudge-free top coat it right away because I'm worried that something will happen to it. So I go ahead and I go in with the smudge-free top coat, and I top coat it before I start doing all my cleanup around the edges of my nails. And I do leave a little bit of cleanup in here, but I took a lot of it out because it's very boring. It's just me using a little brush to clean up all of the polish that's around my nails. So there's me cleaning up some more. And now I'm ready to go in with my sticky base coat on my middle finger, which will have the picnic scene on it. All in all, I've seen, reverse stamping on YouTube and definitely from Carol a lot. And I only practiced like once or twice and then I just went for it. So it was actually really easy. It's just one of those like very detail oriented, time involved things. So I'm just noticing that I've smeared green nail polish like all over my hand, so I'm just trying to get some of it off, but I know it'll come off later when I wash my hands and I can use more acetone. So I'm ready to place the stamp. I have to remove the jelly part from the stamper so I can see, and this one actually went on a lot easier. So I just rolled it onto my finger after I let the sticky nail polish dry just a little bit. And here I am just placing it around the sides of my fingernail rather. So this one was a lot easier, like I said, and I just had to take some acetone and remove the nail polish from the inside of my finger because I had wrapped it around. So this one was just a dream to go on. It was so easy. So once I'm done that, I'm going to go ahead and quickly top coat with my smudge-free top coat before I do any additional cleanup. So then I can let that dry and I'll be ready to gel coat the two nails. I decided that the gel top coat would work best. Also, at the time that I was doing this, I didn't know you could use dip top coat as well. So I just used my ModelOnes Gel Topcoat to put on these nails to make the design be sealed in and stay for as long as I want it to. I did use dip top coat on my other nails. I think I used Triple D for this nail application, so it is really pretty and shiny. I'm just letting the top coat, the smudge-free top coat, dry before I put the gel top coat on because I don't know what would happen. So the wine that I'm going to be reviewing today is this Landing 63 Heritage wine, and it came from one of those like mixed wine boxes that you can get from a company kind of like Splash, and it's really just a table wine. It's from Lodi, California, and it's a 2019 vintage. It's just a white blend. I think it had more of like a Sauvignon Blanc, like a fresh kind of taste to it. So I'm sure there's probably some Sauvignon Blanc in there. And it's not oaky at all, so it's probably not Chardonnay. So now that everything is finished, I went ahead and cured those two nails, and I'm ready for my cuticle oil. Today I'm using Hot Mess Marla. This is my fresh Hot Mess Marla. This is my second bottle. I love Hot Mess Marla. It smells like sherbet, and it's for a good cause. When you purchase Hot Mess Marla, you are helping some fur babies. So I hope that you liked this tutorial. I literally talked the entire time, but there was a lot to say. It was very complicated. So enjoy the rest of your day, and please like and subscribe.